And there we are, just like that. Good morning, everyone. Aqualung here, also known as Steve. I'm going to do a morning game today. Cue the crowd noise. Let's see how we're looking here. All right, everything is pretty visible. Please bear with me. Setting up here. All right, that looks pretty good. We can get underway and only 4 minutes late. Okay, as I said, Steve, aka Aqualung here, decided to do a morning game from Spokane, Washington. We're moving on to April 13th, 1966, and this will be Pittsburgh at Atlanta. The Pirates won the first game of this 2-game series. And today we're going to have 2 righties on the mound. Vern Law will get the start for Pittsburgh, and Ken Johnson will be on the mound for Atlanta. Got some coffee here. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a broadcast today due to the playoff schedule, but I kind of just felt like playing, so we'll get one in. There will not be a game tomorrow. I won't do a stream tomorrow. Probably do one on Thursday. Tomorrow we've got a loaded Major League Baseball playoff schedule, and I don't want to make the same mistake I made yesterday and miss some exciting moments of real baseball. So I'll be watching that tomorrow. On Thursday I have a doctor's appointment, and I'll probably play a game after that. So let's get on to this one. We've got Ken Johnson pitching for the Braves, as I mentioned. I'll give you the Pirates starting lineup. Matty Alou will be in center field leading off. Gene Alley, the shortstop, bats second. Roberto Clemente in right field in the 3 spot. Willie Stargell plays left field and bats cleanup. Don Clendenin at first base hits 5th. Bill Mazeroski, the second baseman, bats 6th. Bob Bailey at third base hitting 7th. Jim Pagliarone will do the catching and hit 8th. And Law will be the pitcher batting 9th. So we're just about ready to get underway here. Umpire says play ball. Ken Johnson's completed his warm-ups, and Matty Alou steps in from the left side. Johnson gets his sign from Torrey, and here's the windup and the first pitch of the game to Alou. That's a 5-4 against the lefty. Fly ball right field. That's going to be Aaron. He's there. Makes the catch easily, and there's one down. And that'll bring up Gene Alley, the shortstop. Alley, a right-handed hitter. Johnson from the windup now, and here's the pitch. That's a 5-7 to the righty. Fly ball to center field. That's going to be Felipe Alou. Ranges to his left a few steps and puts it away. So with 2 down, Roberto Clemente will be the hitter. Clemente, Hall of Famer, of course, one of the all-time greats. Among other things, the best right field throwing arm probably in the history of the game. So Johnson's set to go to work on him now. He winds and delivers the pitch to Clemente. And it's a 2-8 against the righty. Pop up right side, Menke's there. And that'll do it. So a 1-2-3 inning for Ken Johnson. And it's Pittsburgh nothing, Atlanta coming to bat. Vern Law toes the rubber for the Pirates. Law, a right-hander. A little bit of background on him. 1966 season, he was 36 years old, only pitched 1 half season after this. So this was near the tail end of Vern Law's storied career. The Braves will have as follows: Felipe Alou. Notice again we have the 2 Alou brothers patrolling center and batting leadoff. So Felipe leads off for the Braves. Eddie Matthews at third base bats second. Henry Aaron bats third and plays right field. Big round of applause for Hank. Rico Cardi will be the left fielder and batting cleanup. Joe Torre hits fifth and does the catching. Lee Thomas at first base hits sixth. Dennis Menke will play shortstop and bat seventh. Frank Bowling, the second baseman, hits eighth. And Johnson, the pitcher, batting ninth. So we're ready to go here in the bottom of the first. Alou steps in from the right side. Law gets his sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Alou. That's a 6-11 to the righty. That's a single the opposite way into right field. So an opposite field for single for Alou, and he's on board to lead off the second. Alou, no threat to steal. He's a 1-14 runner. And that'll bring up Eddie Matthews, the left-handed hitting third baseman. Law from the stretch now delivers the pitch to Matthews. That's a 6-3 to the left-hander. That's going to be a fly ball to right field X. That's Clemente. Clemente, a 1E13. And here's the roll on a 17. That's an easy catch for Clemente. Runner has to hold. So that'll go 9X, and there's 1 down. And that'll bring up Hank Aaron. Aaron, a dangerous hitter. Man on first here. Alou taking a modest lead. Law from the stretch now, and here's his pitch to Aaron. That's a 4-3. Grounder to the pitcher X. Law, a 2E0. Slick fielding pitcher. So here's the roll for the play. It's a 19 on a 2, and that's an easy play for Law, and there's 2 down. It's a ground ball C, so that will advance the runner. So that'll go 1-3X. Alou takes second, and there's 2 away. And with 2 down and a man in scoring position, Rico Cardi will be the hitter. Rico's got some pop himself, as Law delivers from the stretch. 2-3. Base hit to right, and that's an open single. Alou can try to score on that, but he probably won't, because we all know who's playing right. That's Clemente. So he's a 14 with 2 outs, 16. -5 is a 1-11. Boy, that's tough. And you've got Torre batting. Here comes Alou. He's rounding third. Here's Clemente's throw, and he guns him out at the plate. How about that for excitement? So Clemente shows off his rifle arm guns Felipe Alou at the plate. So no runs, 2 hits, a man left, and we're scoreless after 1. I figured at 55% he had to try to score, but Clemente comes through with a rifle throw in the air, right to Pagliarone, and nails him. So we move along to the top of the second. Stargell will be leading off for Pittsburgh. Ken Johnson says he's ready now. Gets the sign from Torrey, the windup in the pitch. It's a 4-7, ball 4. He walks him. So a leadoff walk to Stargell. Stargell no threat to run. And that'll bring up Don Clendenin. Clendenin stands in from the right side. Johnson, a glance at Stargell, and here's his pitch from the stretch. 4-8, swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Clendenin. So Clendenin retired on strikes. There's 1 down, and here's Bill Mazeroski. Stargell a modest lead. Johnson a glance over there, and here's the pitch from the stretch. That's a 4-8 to the right-hander. Catches the outside corner for strike 3, and Mazeroski doesn't like it. But that's 2 strikeouts for Johnson, and there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Bob Bailey. Johnson ready to go now. From the stretch, here's his pitch to Bailey. 6-5. That's going to be a grounder to shortstop X. That's Menke. He's a 4E38. Always an adventure. And here's the roll. That's a 2 on a 4. It's going to be a single with a 2-base advance. Menke can't get to it. Stargell into third. And the Pirates have runners at the corners with 2 away. Bailey, he's a 13. Johnson with a -4 hold. He's not going anywhere. Torrey's a 0. So first and third, 2 down, and Jim Pagliarone, the hitter, right-handed batting catcher. Johnson checks his runners now, and from the stretch, the pitch. That's going to be a 2-12. Foul ball behind the plate. Torrey calling for it. He's got it, and that will retire the side. So no runs, a hit, 2 left. And no score going to the bottom of the second. Vern Law takes his warm-ups, preparing to go in the bottom of the second. Braves will have Torrey, Thomas, and Menke due up. Still working on that first pot of morning coffee. Okay, Law ready now. Gets the sign from Pagliarone. Here's the wind-up and the pitch to Torrey. That's a 4-7 to the right. That's a base hit up the middle. So a leadoff single for Torrey. Torrey, very slow. 3 stealing, 1 through 8 running. So he's not going anywhere. And left-handed hitting first baseman Lee Thomas will be the hitter. Thomas that year hit .222 with 7 home runs and 275 at-bats. As you can see, all of his damage was done against right-handed pitching. He was almost worthless versus lefties. But Law's a righty, so Thomas is playing today. Law checks his runner, and from the stretch, the pitch to Thomas. That's a 3-3. Grounder to first, C. So that will be Clendenin. His only play is to first. Torrey will take second on the play. So 1 down, Torrey to second, and Dennis Menke the hitter. Menke stands in from the right side. Law a glance at second, and from the stretch delivers to the plate. That's a 2-6, ball 4. Menke draws the walk. So the Braves have something going here in the second. First and second, one away, and Frank Bowling will be the hitter. Bowling, a light-hitting second baseman. Law trying to get out of this jam here now, and from the stretch, here's his delivery to Bowling. That's a 5-9. Homer to 13. However, Bowling is a weak, so that's going to be a single with a two-base advance. That'll score Torrey. Menke steams into third, and it's 1-0 Atlanta. Bowling to 13. No asterisk. He will not be held on. So still only one down here. Pittsburgh will bring the infield in. They're expecting the bunt out of Johnson. He's an A bunter. With the infield in, he's a B. And he tries to lay down the bunt. That's going to be a 9 on a B. And that works. Sacrifice works. Runner on third holds. That goes 1-3 on the sacrifice. And Bowling takes second, and there are two away. So Atlanta, basically just trying to stay out of a possible double play there, moves the runner over, and with two down, here's Felipe Alou. One run in already. Law trying to get out of this with minimal damage, and here's the pitch to Alou. 2-7, grounder to short. That's going to be Alley. He's got it. Fires across in time, and that will retire the side. But the Braves pick up a run on 2 hits, leave 2. And at the end of 2, lead 1-0. So Johnson getting ready to go in the third here. Vern Law, the pitcher, will lead off for the Pirates. Law, a good hitting pitcher. 7 NR. He's a right-handed batter. Johnson, the windup and the pitch. That's a 5-4. Fly to center. Medium deep. Alou's there. And there's one down. And that'll bring up Matty Alou, left-handed hitter. Johnson winds and deals. The pitch to Alou is a 3-3 against the left-hander. Rather, against a right-handed pitcher, I should say. 3-3 is a grounder to second. That's Mazeroski. It's an easy play for Maz, and quickly there's 2 away. Cards sticking together on me here. And with 2 down, Gene Alley will be the hitter. Okay, Johnson's set to go now. The windup and the pitch to Alley. That's a 6-10 to the righty. That's a grounder to third base X. That'll be Bailey. He's a 4E21. On a 10, we go to the error frequency, and the roll is a 2. That's going to be trouble. And he throws it away for a 2-base error. No, that's only on a 1. This is a split decision. It's the first one I've had of these. Okay, it's an E2 on a 1, but a ground ball A on a 2-6, and for that we refer to the red dice. So Bailey makes the play. My mistake. Hang on a second. What am I doing here? It's not even Bailey, it's Matthews, an E27. And on a 2, he does throw it away for a 2-base error. Okay, let's look at that again. Matthews, a 4E27, so he's the same error, same range rating as Bailey. They're both 4s, but he's a 27 rather than a 21. So on a 2, he makes the 2-base error. So that is the correct call. My apologies. That'll be an E5. That's an error on the Braves. And Alley's at second base with 2 down. And Roberto Clemente will be the batter with a runner in scoring position. So here comes Clemente. Johnson trying to get out of this now. Checks his runner, and from the stretch, the pitch to Clemente. 4-3. That's a grounder to first base, X. That's going to be Thomas. He's a 4-E-18. Here's the roll. That's an 18 on a 4, and Thomas makes the play. He takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and error. And it's still a 1-0 Braves going to the bottom of the third. So Vern Law getting set to go as we move to the bottom of the third. The Braves will have Matthews, Aaron, and Carty. Okay, Eddie Matthews standing in now from the left side. Law gets the sign from Pagliarone. Here's the windup and the pitch to Matthews. It's going to be a 2-8 against the righty. Grounder down to first. That's Clendenin. Flips to Law covering, and there's one away. And here comes Hank Aaron. So 1 out, nobody on. Here comes hammering Hank. Law gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch to Aaron. That's a 4-5. Swung on and missed strike 3. And Law gets Aaron to go down on strikes, and there's 2 away. And here's Rico Carty now. Carty singled in the first. Law from the windup, and here's the pitch. That's a 2-7. That's a base hit for Carty. So a 2-out single for Carty. And that'll bring Joe Torre to the plate. So here comes Torre. Torre's got a lot of power. Law pitching carefully now from the stretch. He already trails 1-0. And here's the pitch. That's a 6-10. Right-handed batter. Fly to center. That's a Lou. He's there. And that'll do it. So no runs, a hit, a man left. After 3 complete, it's Atlanta 1, Pittsburgh 0. As Ken Johnson gets ready to go in the 4th, I'll have another sip of coffee. All right, we're all set to go with the 4th inning now. 1-0 Braves. Stargell, Clendenin, and Mazeroski do for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here's Stargell, left-handed batter with a ton of power. Johnson gets the sign from Torre, and here's the windup and the pitch. 3-10 against the righty. He grounds it down to first. That's going to be Thomas. He takes it to the bag himself. And there's 1 down. And Don Clendenin steps in. Clendenin struck out in the 2nd. Johnson gets the sign now, the windup, and the pitch to Clendenin. That's a 2-7 against the righty. Swung on and missed strike 3. And Clendenin fans for the 2nd time today. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Maz. Johnson stares in, gets the sign, the windup, and the pitch. It's a 4-3 against the righty. That's a grounder to first base, X. That's Thomas. He's a 4-E-18. Again, 4, of course, is the range, and 18 the error frequency. So that's a 3 on a 4 first baseman, and that's going to be a base hit. Thomas could not get to that one. So Maz is aboard with 2 away. Maz not a threat to steal, especially not with Johnson's hold of -4. And Bob Bailey will be the hitter. Johnson checks his runner, and from the stretch, the pitch to Bailey. That's a 6-5 right-hander. That's a grounder to shortstop, X. That's going to be Menke, a 4-E-38. And here's the roll. It's a 16 on a 4. And Menke makes the play. How about that? So that'll go 6-3 X, and that retires the side. So no runs, a hit, a man left. Still 1-0 Braves as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Law takes his warm-ups. Braves will have Thomas, Menke, and Bowling due up. I'll take a very short break after this half inning and refill my coffee. Okay, here we go now. Lee Thomas steps in from the left side. Vern Law gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. 5-7 to the left-handed hitter. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Law fans Thomas, and that'll bring up Menke. Menke walked in the second. Law winds and deals. And that's a 1-10 against the righty. Grounder down to third. That's going to be Bailey. He's got it. And fires across in time. So with 2 away, Frank Bowling will be the batter. Again, Bowling, not much of an offensive threat. Defensive-minded second baseman. Law winds and delivers, and here's the pitch to Bowling. A 5-11 to the righty. Bowling's a weak. That's a single 1-15, but that's a 16, and that's going to be caught by Stargell. Holy cow, let's look at that again. 5-11, righty. Homer, or in this case, for Bowling being a weak, single to 15. Fly out, and it's a 16. So by the skin of his teeth, Stargell gets a glove on that one. That's Bowling. So a 1-2-3 inning for Law, and after 4 complete, it's Braves 1, Pirates nothing. And I'll take just a very short break and refill my coffee. And I'm back. Okay. So Johnson's ready to go. We move along to the 5th. Bottom of the order for Pittsburgh. Johnson pitching. Jim Pagliarone, the catcher, stands in now. Johnson gets the sign from Torrey. Here's the windup and the pitch. .38 against the righty. That's a grounder to short. That'll be Menke. He's got it. Fires across in time, and there's 1 down. And that'll bring up Law, the pitcher. Johnson winds and deals. 4-8 to the righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And quickly 2 away in the 5th. Johnson pitching a dandy, only 2 singles allowed so far. And here's his pitch to Matty Alou. 1-6, that's a double to 12. That's into the gap for a double. By the time Alou runs it down, his brother is into second with a stand-up double. So the tying run in scoring position now, and Gene Alley the batter. Johnson gets his sign. From the stretch now, the pitch to Alley. 4-7 against a righty. That's a ground ball to short. That's going to be Menke. He makes the play, and that'll retire the side. So no runs, a hit, a man left. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0. So Law getting ready to work here in the bottom of the 5th. back a little bit there. Okay, so we're ready to go here now. Ken Johnson, the pitcher, leading off. He's a right-handed batter. Law winds and deals. That's going to be a 3-7. That's a grounder to second. Mazeroski has it. Easy play for Maz, and he throws him out one down. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Felipe Alou. Alou 1 for 2 today. Law winds and deals. And that's going to be a 2-4 against the righty. That's a tapper down to third. Bailey has it. Plants, throws across in time. And there's 2 down. And with 2 away, Eddie Matthews will be the hitter. Law ready to work now. Gets his sign. The windup and the pitch to Matthews. That's going to be a 4-8 against the lefty. That's a base hit for Matthews. So a 2-out single for Eddie Matthews. And here comes Henry Aaron. Big round of applause for Aaron here in Atlanta. Law shakes a couple off, glances over at first, throws over there, Matthews back to the bag. Now from the stretch, here's Law's pitch to Hank Aaron. 2-4, it's a fly to left field, medium deep, but Stargell's there and he puts it away. So the fans got a little excited about that, but they saw that with their hearts, as that was nowhere near to going out of the ballpark. No runs, a hit, a man left, and after 5 complete, it's 1-0 Atlanta. As Johnson gets set to go here in the 6th, he'll be facing Clemente, Stargell, and Clendenin. So here comes Roberto Clemente. Johnson gets the sign from Torrey. Here's the windup and the pitch. 2-6. That's a base hit for Clemente. Rounds first, and he'll hold there. Clemente a 13 to steal, no asterisk. Johnson a -4. So that rules that out. There will be no stolen base attempt, and Willie Stargell's the hitter. Stargell 0 for 1, walked in the 2nd. Johnson, throw over, Clemente back to the bag. Looks in now to get his sign, and from the stretch, the pitch to Stargell. That's a 6-6. That's going to be a double to 6, and at an 18, that's going to be a single with a 2-base advance. So Clemente steams into third on a base hit by Stargell, and the Pirates have something going here in the 6th. So first and third, nobody out, and here comes Clendenin. Johnson is a 7-rated pitcher as far as fatigue goes, in case you're wondering about that. Clay Carroll will begin warming in the Atlanta bullpen. Carroll pitched in this game in real life. So Johnson's set to go now. How are they going to play this? The Braves are going to play it at double play depth. They'll sacrifice the run for 2 outs. That would be the tying run, but the go-ahead run is at first base. So they're going to play back. Johnson from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Clendenin. And on a 4-4, that's going to be catcher's card X. That's Torrey. He's a 2-7. And here's the roll. That's a 7 on a 2. It's a pop out to the catcher, runner's hold. So big out there. And there's 1 away. The Braves will keep the infield back, looking for a double play to get out of this now. Johnson, a glance over at Stargell, stares in to get his sign. First and third, one away, and here's the pitch to Mazeroski. That's a 4-9. That's going to be a base hit. That will score Clemente. And the Pirates have tied the ball game. Stargell holds at second. Clemente in to score. And an RBI single for Mazeroski, and that ties the game. And here comes Bobby Bragan. And yep, he's signaling to the pen. That's going to be it for Johnson. Johnson gave up 3 hits and a run here in the inning, and Clay Carroll's going to be coming in for Atlanta. Carroll, a right-hander. So for Johnson, let's tally him up here. He went 5 1/3. Pitched shutout ball for 5 and seemed to run out of gas here in the 6th. He allowed 6 hits, only 1 run so far. He walked 1 and struck out 4. So Clay Carroll will be coming on. Johnson's day is done. Carroll, a right-hander with a fine 2.37 ERA that year, 144 innings. Mostly relief, but he did make a couple of starts. And he'll be brought on to face Bob Bailey here with runners at first and second and 1 out. Tie ball game. All right, Carroll's ready to go now. Infield at double play depth. And from the stretch, here's Clay Carroll's pitch to Bailey. That's going to be a 6-9. Grounder to shortstop X. But that's a Menke. He's a 4E38. I was thinking possible double play there. On a 1, that's going to be a single with a 2-base advance. Oh, Menke had no chance of getting to that. So that'll score Stargell. Mazeroski jets into third. And an RBI single from Bailey, and the Pirates take a 2-1 lead. 4 hits in the inning now for Pittsburgh. They have first and third and 1 away, and Jim Pagliarone the batter. Carroll checks his runners, and from the stretch, here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-8. Swung on and missed strike 3. So Carroll fans Pagliarone, and now he's going to try to get out of this with Law, the pitcher, trailing 2-1. 6th inning, yeah, he's going to stay in. Law will bat. Good hitting pitcher, for one thing. And here's Carroll's pitch to him. That's a 2-9, single to 18. That's an RBI single for Law. Holy cow. So that'll score Mazeroski. Bailey has to hold at second. And it's 3-1 Pirates. And here comes Matty Alou. So Carroll, after striking out Pagliarone, looked like he might get out of it facing the pitcher. But Vern Law comes through with a 2-out RBI single. Carroll ready to go now, and here's his pitch to Alou. That's a 4-3 to the lefty. That's a single to center. That's opened. Bailey can try to score. With 2 outs, he's a 14. That makes him a 16. To center, Felipe Alou's a -2. So 14, 16. That makes him a 1 through 14. Bailey's rounding third. He's coming to the plate 1 to 14. And he's in there. So that's an RBI single for Alou. Bailey scores. That's 4 runs in the inning for the Pirates. And it's 4-1. Law, the pitcher, will hold at second. And here comes Gene Alley now as the Pirates bat around in the 6th. Carroll's come on and given up 3 singles. Trying to get out of this inning now, and here's his pitch to Gene Alley. That's a 2-10. That's going to be a pop-up right side. Thomas calling for it, and that'll do it. The Pirates explode for 4 runs on 6 hits. They leave 2, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 1. So Law, who drove in a run for himself there in the 6th, gets ready to go in the bottom of the inning. He'll be facing Carty, Torrey, and Thomas. Wow, that was quite an inning. We had... All right, let's just make a note of that there. Clemente singled, Stargell singled. Clendenin fouled out to the catcher. Then Mazeroski an RBI single, Bailey an RBI single off of Carroll. Pagliarone struck out for 2 down, but then Law had an RBI single and Matty Alou an RBI single. So here comes Rico Carty now. Law ready to go to work in the bottom of the 6th. Gets the sign from Pagliarone, and here's the windup in the 5th. That's going to be a 1-7. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Carty. For Law, that's only his, no, it's his 3rd strikeout of the game. And here's Joe Torre. Torrey 1 for 2 today. Law winds and deals to 12. He hits him. Oh my God, Torrey hit by the pitch. 2-12. We don't do the injuries since I'm using the as-played lineups. That takes care of itself. So Torrey down to first on the hit by pitch, and here's Lee Thomas. Law from the stretch now gets his sign, and here's the pitch to Thomas. That's going to be a 3-8 against the righty. That's a grounder down to first. Clendenin down to short, back to first, not in time. So that'll go as a 4-6 force. Torrey is forced, and Thomas is safe at first, and there are 2 down. And that'll bring up Menke. Law staring in. From the stretch, the pitch to Menke. That's a 1-6. Ball 4, he walks him. So a 2-out walk to Menke puts runners at first and second. Torrey was forced. Okay. And that'll bring up bowling. I'm looking at the Atlanta bench here. Now it's too early for that. 6th inning he bats. Call it a house rule. Okay, Law ready to go. Here's the pitch to Bowling. That's going to be a 6-9. And Bowling, triple to 4. He rips one into the gap in left center. Alou's chasing it down. That's going to be a double. That's going to score Thomas. Menke can try to score from first. Alou a +2. Menke a 12. 14 + 2 is a 16. Here comes Menke. He's coming to the plate, and he's in there. So a 2-run double from Bowling, who almost got lifted for a pinch hitter. Well, not almost, but I was briefly considering it. And just like that, it's 4-3. And that brings up Clay Carroll. So we're going to have a pinch hitter for the Braves here. Law is a 7 endurance. He's given up a walk and a hit here. And the Braves will bring on the left-handed hitting Matt Keogh, represented here by the nameless card. He played in this game. This card pretty much represents his ability. He's a weak batter, not much power. 1 through 13 runner. Law ready to work to him. Man on second, 2 away, and here's the pitch to Keogh. That's a 4-6. Tapper down to second. Mazeroski's got it. Fires across, and that'll do it. So Keogh is retired, but the Braves come up with 2 runs on only 1 hit. They leave 2, and at the end of 6 complete, it's 4-3 Pittsburgh. Carroll was pinch hit for, so we're going to need a new pitcher. And Phil Niekro has been warming up, so he'll be coming in. And that will be here. So let's take a look at Carroll. Carroll pitched 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 3 hits. No walks and a K. He allowed 1 run. The other 3 runs are charged to Johnson. And Niekro will be coming on. 50 innings of relief for Phil Niekro. I'm guessing that was early in his career. So here comes the knuckleballing Phil Niekro out of the pen. And he'll get Clemente, Stargell, and Clendenin, the heart of the Pittsburgh order here. Well, hi, Tony. I just saw you there. Tony has arrived. Glad you could join us. That was a tough one to swallow, I'm sure. Hell of a game. In fact, I was rolling a game. I had conceded the game to the Phillies. Figured they've got this one in the bag. But that was a hell of a ball game, and I can see where, I was for the Phillies. That'd be a tough one to swallow. That was a hell of a play by Harris. There's no way I figured the game was tied. Harper scores, the game's tied, and then boom, what the hell happened, right? So as I was saying earlier, I'm not going to do a game tomorrow with a full slate of games. I'm just going to be parked in front of the TV. So here's this game. We've got 4-3 Pirates. Top of the 7th, Clemente, Stargell, and Clendenin. Niekro's in relief now. He winds, and here's the knuckler to Clemente. That's going to be a 3-11. Deep fly ball to left. But Carty's there and puts it away for the first out. And here comes Willie Stargell. Stargell 1 for 2 with a walk today. Niekro ready to go now. And here's his pitch to Stargell. 3-7. That's a single to 9, and it's a 6. It drops in there just over the shortstop's head, and that's a base hit for Willie Stargell. Stargell can't really try for the lead with an automatic 10 cut stealing, so he'll be not held on. Okay, not holding Stargell. Runner on first, 1 down, and here comes Don Clendenin. Clendenin 0 for 3 today, struck out twice, and that was against Johnson, however. Niekro from the stretch, and here comes the knuckleball to Clendenin. That's going to be a 6-8. That's a double to 10, and that will be a double with a 2-base advance. So Stargell will have to hold up at third. Clendenin into second on the double, and the Pirates have runners at second and third with 1 out. And here comes Bill Mazeroski. The Braves will pull the infield in here. They don't want to give up another run this late in the ball game. Chichi Olivo tosses now in the Atlanta pin. And Necro's ready to go. Checks his runners, and here's the pitch from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-3. That's a fly ball to right field X. That's Aaron. Aaron, a 1E4. Okay, and here's the roll for the defense. 18. Aaron catches it, fires it in, and everybody has to hold. So a really nice play by Aaron to prevent a run there. And there's 2 away. And with 2 away, Bob Bailey will be the hitter. Braves play the infield back now. Necro gets the sign from Torrey, and here's the pitch to Bailey. That's a 2-8, swung on and missed strike 3. He missed that one by a foot. And Necro wiggles out of it. No runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 men in scoring position. Unable to score on the double because of Stargell's speed, and then the fly ball to Aaron was not deep enough for him to try to tag and score. So the Pirates will take a 4-3 lead to the bottom of the 7th. And the Braves will have the top of the order due up. Alou, Matthews, and Henry Aaron. Holy cow, what a ball game. Oh, let me stretch my neck here for a minute. Okay, Law's ready to go now as Felipe Alou stands in. Braves trailing 4-3. Law winds and deals. That's a 3-9, single to 6, but that'll be a liner speared by Bailey. And there's 1 down. That'll bring up Eddie Matthews. Left-handed hitter, 1 for 3 so far today. And here's Law's pitch to him. That's a 3-6. Pop up right side. Mazeroski calling. Puts it away, and there's 2 down. So Aaron comes to bat with 2 outs and nobody on base. And that's just the way the Pittsburgh fans like it. Law ready to go now. The windup and the pitch to Hank Aaron. That's going to be a 4-8. That's a base hit for Aaron. So Aaron's aboard with a single. He's an asterisk 19, so he'll have to be held. Law a -2 hold. Pagliarone is 0. So that makes him a 17. Actually, that makes him a 15 held. -2 and 2 for the hold. He's a 15. Aaron needs a 7 for the lead. He's going to try to establish the good lead. He does not. So that would make him a 12, -2, -4, 6. So he's a 1 through 6. So he will not be attempting a steal. Not with 2 down and Rico Cardi at the plate. So Aaron on first, 2 away, takes his lead. Cardi stands in from the right side, and Law from the stretch. Here's the pitch. That's a 4-6. That's a single with a 2-base advance. So Aaron chugs into third, and the Braves have the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at first with 2 away. And here comes Harry Walker, and he's carrying the hook. Let's see who it's going to be here. Mickelson or Cardwell? Don Cardwell gets the call. So Law's day is done. We'll have a new pitcher here. First and third and 2 down. So Law goes 6 2/3. 2, 4, 5, 6. Gave up 9 hits. He walked 2, hit a batter. Struck out 1, 2, 3. That's it, just 3. And here comes Cardwell. Don Cardwell, a righty. And he has one job here, and that's to get out Joe Torre. Cardwell has a terrible hold, +9, but Cardi has no speed, so he can't go anywhere. 2 down, first and third. Joe Torre at the plate, Don Cardwell on the mound, and from the stretch, here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-6. That's a grounder to short. Alley's got it. Fires across, and that'll do it. So Cardwell gets his job done. No runs on 2 hits, 2 left. And after 7 complete, it's Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 3. So that was exciting. Necro's going to come out for his second inning of work, and he'll face Pagliarone, the pitcher's spot, and Alou. So Necro's ready to go. Necro gets the sign from Torre, the windup, and here's the pitch to Pagliarone. Knuckler floats in there. Pagliarone taps it down to second. That's going to be bowling. And he throws him out. And the Pirates are going to have a hitter for Cardwell. Cardwell got his man out. Law, 3 earned runs. All right, and that means that Roy Face will be warming. One down, Necro the pitcher. And Jesse Gonder's going to hit for Pittsburgh. Gonder, a left-handed batter. So Gonder steps in from the left side. Necro ready to work now, and here's his pitch. That's going to be a 1-4. Fly to center, medium deep, Alou there. And there's 2 away. So Necro retires Gonder, and that'll bring up Matty Alou. Necro set to go now. Here's the knuckler to Alou. It's going to be a 2-9. Tapper down to second. Bowling has it. And that'll do it. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Phil Necro. Going to the bottom of the 8th, it's still 4-3. Well, Face gets ready. I'm going to check the actual game box score here for a second. I'm just checking to see if Pittsburgh used any defensive substitutions, and they did not. So we're going with this. Roy Face will come on to try to shut the door here for Pittsburgh. Face, pretty much the closer for the team, 18 saves that year. And Lee Thomas will lead it off for the Braves. So Face ready to go now. Bottom of the 8th. 4-3 Pirates. Thomas stands in from the left side. Face ready to go, and the windup in the pitch. That's a 2-7. Fly to center, a lose there. And quickly there's one away. And Dennis Menke will be the hitter. Face stares in to get his side. The windup and the pitch. That's a 3-4 against the righty. Grounder down to third base. That's Bailey. He's got it. Throws across in time, and quickly there's two away. And now the Braves will hit for bowling here in the 8th. First, I've got to make sure they have another second baseman. They do. In fact, he might as well just be the hitter. I don't really see a good left-handed choice. They could use Mac Jones. Actually, that's what they should do. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So bowling's out. Mac Jones will bat for bowling. With two away, he's looking for the all-or-nothing shot. And then Woody Woodward would go in and play second base. So Mac Jones is the batter now, left-hander. He's got some power. Face and Pagliarone conversing on the mound, probably discussing how to pitch Jones. Now Pagliarone settles in back behind the plate. Face winds and deals. That's a 4-8 against the lefty. Grounder down to second. Mazeroski to his left, scoops it up and throws it over to first to retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Face. Woodward goes in and plays second, as mentioned earlier. He's a 3-24. And we go to the top of the 9th. 4-3 Pirates. Necro relief endurance of 3. He's going to go ahead and come out there for the 9th. See if he can go 3 innings today. And the Pirates will have Gene Alley leading it off. Roberto Clemente's on deck and Willie Stargell to follow. So Necro's set now, and here comes the knuckler to Alley. That's a 6-9. That's deep, but he's a weak again, so that's going to be a single to 13. That's a base hit for Alley to lead off the 9th. Alley in asterisk 15, he'll have to be held. So that makes him, Necro, a +2, -2 for the hold. So he's the asterisk 15. He's not going to try for the lead. He doesn't want to get thrown out here with Clemente at bat. So Necro's ready to go now with a man on first and nobody out. And here comes Roberto Clemente. Necro from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Clemente. That's a 6-7. Grounder to second base, X. That is Woodward, just inserted into the game. He's a 3-24. And here's the play. It's a 19 on a 3. Woodward to Menke, back to first, double play. Wow, what a play that was. 4-6-3. Woodward just inserted into the game, turns the double play. And Willie Stargell will be the batter with 2 out and no one on. So he's forced. Here's the pitch to Stargell. That's a 1-11. into the right field corner. Stargell rounding first. He'll steam in with a double. So a 2-out double for Willie Stargell. And that'll bring up Clendenin. And here comes Bobby Bragan, and that's going to be it for Niekro. So Niekro 2 2/3. 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and he K'd 1. But among the hits, he gave up a pair of ringing doubles. And Chichi Olivo, who was warming in the pen, he pitched in this game in real life as well. Let's see, I've got to make room for him. We'll put Olivo over here. Olivo, a right-hander. He is tasked with the job of getting Clendenin out and keeping this game at a 1-run deficit. So Olivo ready to go now as Don Clendenin steps in from the right side. From the stretch, here's the pitch. That's going to be a 2-5, and that's going to drive in a run. It's a double to 4. Clendenin rounds first. That'll score Stargell. Clendenin's into second with an RBI double, and it's 5-3. Sorry, 5-3. Stargell scores. So back-to-back doubles from Stargell and Clendenin. And it's 5-3 Pirates. And here comes Bill Mazeroski. Olivo, a glance at second, gets the sign. Now from the stretch, here's the pitch to Maz. That's going to be a 1-3. Tapper down to first. Thomas has it. He'll take it himself, and that'll do it. But the Pirates tack one on 3 hits and leave a man. And at the end of 8.5, it's Pittsburgh 5, Atlanta 3. Roy Face will come out for his second inning of work. And Atlanta will have a pinch hitter for Olivo. Olivo goes a third of an inning, gave up a hit. That run's charged to Niekro. So we need a pinch hitter now for Atlanta. And that will be let's see, it might be De La Hoz. He actually played in this game. Not much to choose from, really. It'll have to be De La Hoz. He's a right-handed batter. Keogh is 0 for 1. Pinch hitting for the pitcher, Mike De La Hoz. Hoz, a utility infielder, right-handed hitter, and he'll be leading it off for the Braves here in the 9th, trailing by 2. Face ready to go now. Face, the windup and the pitch. That's a 5-3. Grounder to the pitcher, X. Face is a 3E42. Here's, whoa, look out. And here's the roll on the play. It's a 4, that's the error range. He's a 42 on an 11, and Face boots it. So an error on Face. Pittsburgh's first error of the game, and De La Hoz is aboard. And that will bring up the top of the order. Felipe Alou will come to bat. De La Hoz, no threat to run. Alou stands in from the right side. Face gets the sign, and here's the pitch from the stretch. That's going to be a 5-10 against the right-hander. That's a grounder to third base, X. That's going to be Bailey. He's a 4E21. And here's the roll for the defense. 7. That's error range, so that's an 8 on an E21. Bailey makes the play. Ground ball A. That's the double play. There was a man on first on the error. Holy cow. What am I doing here? Let's check that again. Bailey of E21. It's an 8, and yes, Bailey to second, back to first, double play. So Mazeroski on the turn. That's a 5-4-3, and the Braves are down to their last out. So De La Hoz is erased, and it's all up to Eddie Matthews. Face trying to lock down the save here. Matthews stands in from the left side. Face winds and deals, and here's the pitch. It's a 5-2 to the lefty, deep to right field. Back goes Clemente, and it's gone. Home run, Eddie Matthews. Holy cow, let's look at that again. 5-2, left-handed batter, homer to 10. The roll is a 5. So Matthews, 2-out homer, pulls the Braves to within 1, and Hank Aaron will be the batter. Aaron, who could tie the game with one swing of the bat. Face walking back behind the mound, not happy with himself on that last pitch to Matthews. Big breath from Face as he toes the rubber now and stares in to get his sign. Aaron stands in. Face with the windup, and here's the pitch to Henry Aaron. And that's a 1-8, and that's deep to left field. Stargell turns around and just watches it go, and this game is tied. Can you believe this? Hank Aaron, Matthews and Aaron with back-to-back home runs, and it's a 5-5 game. Face looking like he was cruising to the save, especially after that double play turned by Mazeroski. But homers by Matthews and Aaron have tied the game. And Rico Cardi will be the hitter. One more Walker hit will fatigue Face. So the Pirates need to get another pitcher out. Let's see who we would use in this situation. Pete Mickelson's getting loose. And Face will be allowed to face Cardi despite giving up back-to-back home runs. So Cardi standing in now, tie game, and here's the pitch to Cardi. And that's a 6-4, swung on and missed strike 3 in the middle of some rather dangerous results for Face. So Face slams the door there after 2 home runs, tie the ball game, and we're going to the 10th inning. So with that, I'm going to take a short break as we prepare for the 10th. Refill my coffee. All right, got coffee. Strat-O-Matic, just like baseball itself, sometimes completely unpredictable. Olivo, who was hit for. So Atlanta's going to need another pitcher. Seeing mostly righties. Can't be him. Boy, this is tough. Really, the only logical option here is Cloninger. Jarvis pitched in the first game. So Tony Cloninger will be the 5th pitcher of the afternoon for Atlanta. Cloninger, a righty. So, as the Pirates come to bat, a little stunned in the top of the 10th, they're going to have Bailey Pagliarone in the pitcher's spot. So here's Bailey to lead things off. Cloninger ready to work now. Gets the sign from Torrey. Here's the windup and the pitch to Bailey. That's a 1-11. That's deep to left field. Going back is Carty, and that ball is gone on a 12. Homer 1 through 12. And Bailey jacks it out of the park, and the Pirates are back on top 6-5. Holy cow, let's look at that again. A 1-11 against the righty. Homer to 12, and it is indeed a 12. So by the skin of his teeth, that just cleared the wall. And it's a home run for Bailey. That'll bring up Pagliarone, the catcher. Pirates lead 6-5 now. Cloninger into the windup, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-6. A grounder to third base. Matthews has it and throws him out. And that'll bring up Face, the pitcher. Face worked 2 1/3. That doesn't seem right. Law 6 2/3. That's right. Cardwell. Okay, Cardwell got a third. Face worked 2 innings, and they're going to bat for him. Partly for the insurance run, and partly because he served up the 2 fat homers to tie the game. Walked no one, struck out 1. 2 hits to 2 homers. So we'll have a batter now for Face with 1 out. Atlanta. Oh, there's their other pitchers. Scholl. Okay. So I need a batter for the Pirates. Cloninger, a righty. It won't be May, the last catcher. And here comes Manny Mota. Manny Mota is going to hit here. Gardner was 0 for 1. So 6-5 Pittsburgh. 1 out in the 9th. Manny Mota hitting for the pitcher. And here's Cloninger's pitch. 4-8, ball 4. He loses him. So Mota's down to first. An asterisk 15. He'll have to be held on. And we go back to the top of the order with Matty Alou. Cloninger from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Alou. 5-9 to the left-hander. That's a fly ball to center. That's Felipe Alou. He puts it away, and there's 2 down. So Moda's still on first, 1-15 runner, and here's Gene Alley. Cloninger from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Alley. It's a 6-11 to the righty. Fly ball to left field. Medium deep. Carty's there. And that'll do it. But the Pirates take the lead again on Bob Bailey's mammoth home run that barely cleared the fence. And we go to the bottom of the 10th. 6-5 Pittsburgh. And for Pittsburgh, Pete Mickelson will be coming on to do the pitching. Mickelson had 14 saves that season in real life. Let's make sure we can see everything here. And he'll draw Torrey, Thomas, and Menke. So 6-5 Pittsburgh, bottom of the 10th. Here's Joe Torre to batter. Mickelson's ready to go now. Gets the sign from Pagliarone, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a 1-6. Grounder to short. Alley's there. Throws across for the first out. And here comes Lee Thomas. Thomas 0 for 4 today. Left-handed batter. Mickelson gets his sign, the wind-up, and the pitch to Thomas. That's a 3-10. Pop-up, right side, Mazeroski calling. He's got it, and there's 2 down. And it's all up to Dennis Menke for Atlanta here. Mickelson staring in. Gets the one he likes now. And from the windup, the pitch to Menke. That's a 2-11, single to 6. No, that is a single. That's a good question. Okay, hang on here. We're not using the clutch. That would be the ballpark. So which one is it? Okay, we're going to have a timeout here while we have an umpire review. Let's see here. Other card results. Super advanced. Here we go. Ballpark. Clutch. Ignore those readings. Clutch, here we go. Diamond, when this symbol occurs, ignore the first reading and use the second reading under it. But that's only if you're using ballpark and weather, which we are not. So to review the play, it's the first number. It's a 2-11 single for Dennis Menke. The 1 through 6, which he would have gotten anyway, by the way, on a 3. However, I wanted to be clear on that. The italicized result only comes into play when you're using ballpark and weather effects. So it's a 2-out single for Menke. Sorry about the delay, but I wanted to get that right. And that will bring up Woodward. So Menke on first, 2 away. Mickelson stares in. Woodward the hitter, and here's the pitch from the stretch. That's a 6-11. That's a base hit to left field. And Mencken can try to take third. 1 through 12 minus 2. 1 through 10. He's not going to chance that. So that's a single for Woodward. Mencken holds up at second, and with 2 down, that'll bring up the pitcher. So we're going to have another pinch hitter. Atlanta's pitcher was Cloninger. Cloninger pitched an inning, gave up a hit, a walk, no strikeouts, and a run. He stands to be the losing pitcher at the moment. And Atlanta's bench is running pretty thin here. They don't usually hit with the last catcher. Felix Millan is going to bat. The score sheet's becoming quite the mess now. We'll put Millan down here. So first and second, 2 down, and Felix Millan will be batting for Cloninger. Mickelson ready to go now. Gets his sign, and from the stretch, the pitch to Millan. And that's a 3-2, a liner, speared by Bailey, and that's the ball game. Holy cow, that was intense. So the Braves have the tying run in scoring position. No runs, 2 hits, they leave 2. And your final from Atlanta, Pittsburgh 6, Atlanta 5 in 10 innings. That was a hell of a game. I was debating whether to even play a game today or not. I thought, well, I'm still working on my coffee, I'll get one in. So about a 90-minute game thereabouts. Cloninger takes the loss. See, Mickelson came in there, so he gets the save. Mickelson pitched an inning with 2 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, no runs. Mickelson picks up a save. Face is the winner out of relief. All right, so let me make some sense of this now here. The Pirates 6 runs on 9-13. 15 hits, 1 error. 6 runs, 15 hits, and an error. The Braves had 5 runs on 13 hits and an error. So a lot of hits in this game. 28 hits in the ball game, 10 innings. The Pirates come out on top 6-5. So they sweep the Braves in the short 2-game series. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to do a game tomorrow. I'll be parked in front of the TV. I will do a game Thursday. I have a doctor's appointment, so if I get home in time to start the game by, let's say, 1 or 2 p.m. Pacific, it will be the Baltimore Orioles at the Boston Red Sox, the second game of that series. So that's it for today, as the Pirates nip the Braves 6-5 in 10 innings. This is Steve, a.k.a. Aqualung, saying thanks for joining me. Enjoy the playoff baseball and stay well. I'll see you on Thursday. Take care, everyone.